of 2024.
Yeah, that's the good news, or it could be the bad news, because God knows what next year is going to bring.
Hopefully.
Well, the bad news for next year is the first show of next year, Brenda won't be here.
I'll be in Florida.
She'll be in Florida.
But what should we do?
Bringing back the proverbial T-shirts. So I will try to attempt to do my show on January 6th.
No, if we had a thing that we can do a video thing, I could do a video.
Yeah, well.
But then again.
Hey, what do you think we are? City Council? No, we ain't going to play that Zoom stuff.
Oh, I hate
Yeah,
Zoom.
it is what it is.
I hate Zoom.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I do too.
My name is Brenda Rozzi, and
I'm Richard Russell, and this is
the
bench from the second row.
This is basically the bench from the second row.
The City Council chamber.
Right. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, City Council meeting, the last one for 2024. It's been an interesting year, I have to say. Yeah, a lot of ups and downs and whatever.
Too many downs for my my way of thinking.
I know. But so you want to start with first thing is public participation. And if you have anything to say, it's 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
Address the council as a whole. Don't address anyone.
Yep.
Any council.
Don't repeat yourself.
Yeah, don't repeat yourself. Yeah.
Don't harangue them. That's the biggest turnoff.
Yeah, I know. Now we got public hearings.
Let's see. This one is from 5 years ago. They want to relocate the space. Well, okay, I guess this is probably the agenda item when he got the space. Now they want to move it.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Okay. This one escapes me. One way, they want to make Winter Street one way northbound from Essex Street to Lowell Street. Why?
Isn't Winter Street, it's kind of a fairly big street, isn't it? Kind of wide?
It is a pain in the neck getting into coming up Winter, turning on to Lowell, or turning Lowell onto Winter Street, because up at that end of Winter Street there are several auto body shops. But
okay, whatever. Resident parking, Walnut Street, and other Walnut Street residents request to expansion. Remove 50-minute parking sign. Delete the ordinance from 38 Avon Street.
Okay. Annual department reporting requirements. This is a pet peeve of mine. Not particularly for the departments. They get away with whatever they get away with. I wish somebody would boot all of the departments in the butt and have them follow the public records request law. I'm sitting on several of them that are well over the 10 days as mandated by the state law, and they don't seem to care. And it doesn't do any good to complain, because the Attorney General or the Secretary of State will say, you did wrong, don't do it again. And we know what's going to happen there. Yeah. But I would like to see all of these annual department reporting requirements made public on a specific section of the city website.
Yeah.
Transparency, as transparent as a concrete block. But removal of a handicap parking space. We know whose space that is.
Yeah, that's sad, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's really sad.
It is. It's like it's a piece of political dynasty falling apart.
Yeah, and that's 3335 Ames Street. Those of you on Tower Hill, those of you who know, I'll just say Nick Kalopoulos, who's been, around the city forever, sold his house and moved.
Nicky hit his peak when he used to get into long-winded discussions with Gazelda. Those were classic.
Well, yeah.
We got a handicap parking at Atkinson Street.
To remove it.
And then we got a couple of underground conduits, Essex at Newbury and under Lowell Street near Hampshire Street. Again, National Grid, Dave Johnson.
Hopefully they won't make the person sit there till 11 o'clock at night this time. Like, I thought that was totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable.
Okay. Matt is pending a public hearing. Oh, good God. There's a lot of stuff there. Okay.
Well, there's only 4, but they've been there a while.
Yeah, but look what they are.
Yeah.
20, 21, 22.
Yeah,
Okay, you stapled. I printed out
I know.
on both sides.
I know. Budget and Finance Committee report, tax collection and local receipts update for fiscal year 2024.
I'd be curious if they were to announce how many registered motor vehicles there are in Lawrence versus the population of Lawrence, or the unofficial
Yeah.
population. Let's see, $50,000 transfer from retained earnings to the FY25 airport budget.
Francisco, not a problem.
Excuse me.
Authorization to pay prior year invoices, $3,046 for travel reimbursement costs for Dan McCarthy, not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, because they do go to a lot of conferences. A lot of conferences,
He
which
has
is great. He has to.
Yeah.
Exactly, he has to. You know. No, there's no housing committee report because that was canceled. So now we go into ordinance. That's going to be a short
Okay.
thing.
Speed Limit Pilot Project Act by Mark LaPlante, that's being withdrawn.
Renewal of Old Gold dealer license, Brothers Jewelry.
Okay.
Convert Lennox Street to a one-way. That's going to be withdrawn.
That's being withdrawn.
And then remove handicap parking, 80 Trenton Street. It's going to order a public hearing.
Huh.
So,
Oh, that's a removal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was, wondering how come Abel's name wasn't on it.
oh,
But it's a removal.
yeah.
Okay, now we get into the interesting ones. Personnel. Extend 90-day temporary appointment of Melix Benier as the,
Chief of Police.
they've got it listed as Chief of Police. It should be acting
Chief of Police.
Acting Chief of Police. And that was by Mark Iannello, CAFO, and Acting Personnel Director.
And now these, the next 2 appointments for Deputy DPW Director. First one is Aida Santana, and the next one is Rosana Del Rosario.
Okay. How do you pronounce the first one's name?
I think Aida.
Aida?
Aida, yeah.
She is going to be an administrative director, and Rosanna's going to be an operations director. Okay, now I still get job postings from the city. Both of these jobs were posted at, I think, at $100,000. Okay? I have other issues involved in it, but I mean, I'm starting to hear that both of these people are going to be getting take-home city vehicles. Tell me what the emergency is for an administrative director. Operations,
Maybe.
Yes and no. Okay,
Yeah.
I got no major issue with it. I mean, shouldn't a vehicle be included in the salary? It is what it is. Why can't they pay her mileage? She clocks in.
She doesn't use a vehicle. She doesn't get paid. Yeah.
She gets paid for the mileage.
Yeah.
I mean, a decent vehicle is going to run about $50,000 minimum.
Why do we need 2 deputy? As of this year City of Lawrence has never had.
Which brings me back to another point of view. For 40 years, we had a DPW director. Why do we need 2 associate directors now?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. The DPW director is doing a good job because every time I've been in his office, his desk is completely clear. So he's either doing a good job or he's doing a good job of delegating responsibility, or the reason they want these jobs now. I'll say it. Friends and Neighbors Employment Agency. I said it before. You know, hey, I may cut my own throat, but it's the truth.
Right.
And then
Appoint Wilma Pimentel as Director of Planning and Development.
Okay, now this one is going to link to another one
Coming
up.
Right, under new business.
Yes.
And the person in new business should be getting this position.
Yep.
He's been there how many?
Yep, I know.
Long time, but whatever.
Okay, no public safety committee
no
report.
Committee of the whole.
Or committee of the whole, no report, but they did have meetings. The reports or maybe they just...
They may be tabled.
Yeah, tabled everything.
Yeah, there was a lot untabled.
Okay, old business. Removing handicap. That was withdrawn on Willow Street. Now, I mentioned this previous, modification of Council Rule 25. Council Rule 25 doesn't have any sub-paragraphs that are lettered.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, and F. I think it should be Council Rule 12 because that does have A, B, C, D, and E. And this would be the next one available.
Whatever.
But
what do we know?
now we got a
Table matter.
Table matters, starting back at 2014.
Yeah.
One's near and dear, excuse me, to my heart is military veteran recognition. Being a veteran, yes. Being somebody who was in the military, obviously he was in the military. Those that are in the military deserve to be recognized. Mm-hmm. And there hasn't been too much of that being done the past several years.
Right.
Let's see, do you think Museum Square parking garage review should be taken off the table and dumped?
I would think.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
It says update and withdraw, but it's still tabled.
I know.
There's a lot of other things here. But
yeah.
Let's see.
See anything? Nothing really, you know.
Okay. I still haven't fathomed out what the Home Rule petition establishing credible service for police and fire, what that involves. That was tabled at the last meeting. It was taken off the table and then retabled.
Yeah, I don't know. Now we have new business. Appropriation transfer $36,000 from stabilization reserve for litigation to judgment account. That was put on by the city attorney.
City attorney. I would like to find out what the judgment was for and who was the recipient. I won't say anything much beyond that.
Yeah, no.
Authorization to expend $500,000. Ooh, I dropped a zero there, but that's.
Yeah.
I think as Counselor Emeritus, I have the right to drop them.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
Okay, $500,000 PARC grant from. You're gonna love me for this. From Old McDonald, EOEEA, had a grant. Is awarded to Community Development Department for renovation to Campion Common.
Yeah, remember we went to that meeting? You're doing renovations.
Okay, that was put on by Sue
Yeah.
Fink, Manager of Financial and Administrative Services.
The next is appointment of Daniel McCarthy as Planning Director. He's the one that should be planning and
Yeah, okay,
development.
this, Wilda Pimentel is being, Personnel Committee is being appointed as Director of Planning and Development.
Yeah.
And they want to appoint Dan McCarthy as the Planning Director. Now, is there any difference between the Director of Planning and Development and the Planning Director?
Good question. I don't know.
I mean, you and I walk out of those meetings a lot of times.
Shaking our heads?
Duh.
Rolling our eyes?
Okay. Renewal of the first assistant city attorney, Kevin Foley. No, he's doing, as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a good job.
If we don't see him, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And it's good to see there's an Irishman in there.
Yep.
Can never have too many Irish in politics. Or Italians,
Yeah, but that's, yeah.
which would be different.
Stop sign Jefferson and Mount Vernon. When you, a lot of people don't stop there. It really
know.
is stop sign.
It's a
Yeah.
proverbial rolling stop in
Right,
third
exactly.
gear at
Right.
45 miles
No
an
one's
hour.
coming. Shoot, yeah. Handicap parking, 359 Lawrence Street. Handicap parking, 71 Farley Street. No parking anytime Water Street, South Side, from Ames to Doyle. Isn't that the side where the water department's on, right?
That's where the solar panels are.
Okay,
The water,
All right.
the water thing
Okay.
is. And approval and adoption of the Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. That's put on by Dan
Dan
McCarthy, Acting Planning Director.
He's also the land use planner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were several, because I have the original agenda.
Right.
Brenda has the amended agenda. There were several other items that were removed from the amended agenda.
Maybe because I came in late. I don't know.
One of them was 15-minute parking, 2 spaces in front of the Vaca Lounge, Vaca Restaurant.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And the other one was no parking. Now this is a good one. No parking from here to the corner. 82 Tremont Street. Okay, as you come off of Broadway, you're heading north on Broadway, you turn up Tremont Street, there's a fire hydrant. You got 1 parking space, you've got a driveway, you've got a chain link fence parking lot, you've got 1 to maybe 2 spaces there, you've got another driveway, then you've got 82. So from the corner to 82 is basically going to eliminate, okay, in front of 82, maybe 2 parking spaces. So this original proposal was going to involve taking 5 parking spaces out of a already tough parking area. I mean, I live not too far from there, and I know what the parking situation is. And besides, nobody follows the law anyways. Excuse me.
I mean, see, yeah. So I wonder if the council's going to make any resolutions for 2025. You know?
I don't know. Resolutions. Support and defend whatever they raise their right hand to when they get sworn in.
I think, yeah.
To it, what is it? Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the Massachusetts, and the rules of the ordinances of the City of Lawrence. I know, I went through it at one time.
Yeah. I just, you know, it's
I didn't see. The thing is, I didn't get sworn in. I didn't get the 4th. I say this facetiously, tongue in cheek. I did not get sworn into the Me Too chapter.
Thank goodness.
We all, as both of us have, as longtime observers of the shenanigans, know the Me Too exists.
Yeah.
But
I have to say, first time counselors, Federalina Santiago, is doing a great job with her district.
Yeah.
Attended to her constituents, bringing back the neighborhood association.
She had a good turnout at her Christmas party.
Right, that's what I
mean,
heard,
on
yeah,
an extremely cold afternoon as the sun was going down.
Right,
She had, I'm going to say, between 50 and 75 people up there, which is good.
Yeah.
On the top of an exposed hill.
Yeah. You know, and Council Luzon, Wendy Luzon, is doing really well too. First time she does her homework. She asks a lot of questions. A lot of people don't like when she starts asking questions, but hey, you know what?
She embarrasses people. You can tell. You and I have seen it. You can. We can see. We're close enough to see.
You can even see it on TV. What do you mean?
Yeah, well,
being close, you can even see it on TV. You know, but yes, you know, and I have to say, Stephanie is a vice chair of the council, is doing really well too. You know, she's coming.
Has she publicly admitted that she is fed up with the antics? No, but her body language.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, you can tell. She gets big time frustrated.
Yes.
Particularly on the when she started asking the acting personnel director, Mark Iannello, about the police chief. Oh, I didn't know that. How many times we hear that answer?
Yeah.
Several. I mean, he didn't even realize that well, I will admit it, I did apply to be on the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Right.
There's several others that I know. I won't bring their names up.
Right.
But again, it was my understanding that when we filled the paperwork out and joined it, we would have some input. Now we're finding out, let's see, if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, there were 13 applicants.
Right.
Okay, 2 of them got rejected for a variety of reasons, which I don't really care. Which, if this I call it a headhunting outfit.
Yeah.
If they decide that the person, they got the knowledge of it.
Right.
But again, they're supposedly going to send up 5 names. No, I want all 11 names, and I would like to see why these various people got rejected.
Right.
I mean, what a professional that lives down in sunny Florida or wherever they are decides is right for us in Lawrence.
Right.
I'll let it go at that.
Right.
I think that we, the citizens, deserve the right to know. Am I gonna take the list? Well, I can't do it anymore because I don't have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
I can't publish all that stuff like I used to.
Right.
Which somebody must be. We got him, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got him good. But we deserve to know. I mean, I don't want what they think is the best 5. We live here. We know what we need and want.
Right.
It is what it is. I mean, I have no issue where they come from. I just want them to be coming from a comparable community to Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
It is, at least the same size, if not more, with the same problems.
Right.
But acting personnel director didn't seem to realize that, and the chairman of the personnel committee took him to task on it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, she wasn't too happy because they also, with the same meeting, they were discussing the personnel director, and we got a response. Now, I'm not sure if it was the police. No, it was personnel that said I was told not to talk about it.
Yeah.
By who? Go on YouTube and pull up the personnel committee public hearing, personnel committee meeting. Interesting. It is what it is. All of these meetings are on YouTube. You just got to know how to go in and look for them.
Yeah, and and the thing is too with we had a great personnel director. He had everything. This is how it's going to go. Blah 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 blah. The next thing you know, he's walked out the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I will say. Okay. Mark Iannello, he came when we were given the $25 million loan, when we got the receiver. Bob Nunes, who was the receiver, dragged Mark from Springfield. Mark has done a good job. And he's going to be leaving the end of January.
Right.
I mean, 12 years of hell. He's entitled to some paradise.
Yes, but the thing is, replacement. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. Replacement.
Yes. I don't even want to think about it. And the excuse me, the CAFO is, I think he's the fourth highest paid city employee. I'm not going to nitpick over between police and fire chief.
Yeah.
And then you've got Octavian Spanner, $200,000, senior advisor. And then I think Mark comes in somewhere around $175,000, which I don't begrudge him.
No.
I mean, we've seen him pull rules and regulations and chapter and verse of mass laws out of the year. That we got to do it this way for this reason.
Right.
Okay, got no problem with him. It is what it is.
Exactly.
But again, again, like you brought up, I don't even want to see the job search for that.
No.
You and I both have tickets.
Right.
We know what that's going to turn into.
Yep.
Likewise, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything. Just rumblings about the personnel director.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
We have to take what's there. I mean, the public has no input. You can go to a public hearing and you can rant and rave. Public hearings on a subject, you can talk as long as you don't start repeating yourself. You can keep talking.
Yep.
But do they listen?
No.
No, they don't, because it's a cut and dried deal already.
Right.
But the saving grace is, with all of these people, hopefully Christmas is going to come for the citizens of Lawrence in November election.
Yeah.
And these directors serve, what's the phrase, at the enjoyment of the mayor.
Yeah.
So if a new mayor were to get elected, he could bring in a whole bunch of new people.
Yeah.
Which would prove interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
And the bad thing about it, the fact that all of these people are not elected officials, I think they're eligible, and I could be wrong, they're eligible for unemployment.
Probably, I would say they probably are.
Elected officials that don't get reelected or get unelected, like I was, it's in the books. You can't apply for unemployment.
Oh, I forgot Vivian Mamo. She's the first time. Although she was school committee too, Greater Lawrence.
Yeah.
And that's, and now I don't know if you people know, but our rights are going to be taken away to vote for school committee. So we'll get to vote for 3 people. The mayor will get to appoint 4 people, and himself will serve on the school committee.
Years ago, I went up. Somebody asked me to go up to a Haverhill City Council meeting to take pictures for them, and I went up. And one of the items on their agenda was changing the concept of the Haverhill School Committee. And at the time, the Haverhill School Committee was elected at large. And a good portion of the school committee members were living in one area. Haverhill's a big community.
Yeah.
You know, so to have somebody, you have 4 or 5 or 6 school committee members living in 2 square miles. If I'm not mistaken, Haverhill's good size, trust me. You know, those in the boondocks, they don't have any representation. So when they had the public hearing, I got up and I told them, I said, I do have some knowledge of, I got snickered at when I said I'm from Lawrence. I says, this is how they do it in Lawrence. I said, the school committee members are elected in the same district as the city councilors. That's all.
Yep.
You know, because it's the only fair way. Everybody deserves, you know, I'm a constitutionalist. 1 man, 1 vote.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
None of this 1 mayor, 4 votes. If he shows up.
Well, he hasn't been to one city council meeting, one school committee meeting yet. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
so ultimately, Haverhill did change to a district school committee.
Right.
I have talked to several of our state elected officials, and they're going to vote for it. They're going to vote to pass it.
Yep.
The only one that isn't is Francisco Paulino. I mean, he's come out in the in a local monthly newspaper and said that he isn't going to vote for it. He says that he believes this. What my feeling is, 1 man, 1 vote.
Right.
Which I got to admire.
I don't like the fact that my right to pick who I want for school committee in my district. I don't like that.
Yeah. You know, it's conceivable you could have an at-large school committee. You could have 3 people elected from one area. Mm-hmm. So that means it's conceivable that 5 districts could have no representation.
Right.
And depending upon what the mayor wants to do,
yeah,
life is a crapshoot. They're shooting and whatever.
Unfortunately, and that's the sad part, you know, like, but, you know, what happens when a new mayor comes in and says, no, I don't want this? Do we have to do another whole moon petition to undo it?
Well, again, let's see. The city of Lawrence, in my years of sitting there, I can think of 2 home rule petitions. One was the fiasco when Dan Rivera resigned. They were supposed to have an election by city charter, but they pushed a home rule petition through. It got sent up to the State House even before it got certified as being voted on by the city council. Duh. You know, how do you say bag job? You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. And
then the second one that I can remember is the one from a month ago, the school committee.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I want to see if I'm going to throw it out tomorrow night. You know, you guys, since you guys are experts on home rule petitions, how about throwing a home rule petition up at the State House to give Lawrence an exemption that we can start tagging people from video cameras for running red lights? You know, my first intersection to put a camera up would be South Broadway and Shattuck Street.
Yeah.
We know that's a crap show.
Oh my God.
From 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Yep.
You know, when I got my license years ago.
Also, the other place is South Broadway and Andover Street.
That one's livable.
No, it's not livable because they just, yeah, no.
But again, the worst one I see is Shattuck Street.
Yeah.
Because everybody gets off the 93 River Road.
Comes in the back way.
Yeah, come in the back way, shortcut. And when I first got my license years ago, too many years ago, it turned orange, you stopped. Now orange means step on it, and now it's getting to a point, red, what the hell, red is just a darker shade of orange.
Yeah, no one stops.
You know, they don't care.
No.
And the people that run the light, they ended up blocking the intersection
Yep.
for everybody on
Yep.
Broadway,
Yep.
South Broadway.
Yep.
You know, so I'm going to throw that out at them. You know, throw it out and see if they do anything about it. Which they won't. But again,
No.
that's something I can put on the agenda. You can put on the agenda. You don't have to be a counselor to put stuff on the agenda.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah. Like I said, if you wait at the light at Andover and South Broadway, you wait forever. And then it's true, some people just stop.
and another one that gets me is you're heading north on Broadway, as you get to Lowell Street. The right-hand lane heading north on Broadway is a right turn lane onto Lowell Street.
Yes.
How many people blow up that right turn lane and cut you off?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
I mean, the city could balance its budget,
Getting yeah.
reduce taxes.
I'm like I said. And it was great that Alexei Vega came to my meeting the other night too, because he did explain some of the taxes and all that sort of stuff. And
as I understand it, the tax rate went down.
Right.
But
Yeah.
your taxes are going up because they're using real estate sales figures to put a projected value on your home.
Right.
Those that have multifamily home, they don't care. They just raise
The rent.
They just raise the rent.
Right.
But those of us that own single family,
Right.
duh,
Yep.
it is what it is.
But a lot of people don't know, like, with your taxes, if you're a senior citizen,
Yep.
they have the senior tax work-off. So for 67 hours, or
Yeah.
64, 67 hours,
66, yeah, 66.
starting from, I think, March until
Yeah.
October. So you can get $1,000 off your taxes.
Yeah.
If you're a veteran,
You
you get money off your taxes.
veteran, senior citizen. That's in there.
Right.
A widow, widower.
Right.
So it's. I will probably be getting about $1,600 knocked off my taxes.
Right.
Because I did the senior tax
Right.
work off.
Right. I did that.
And,
then
you did it. And
Yep.
we know a few other people that have done it.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to somebody who lived in Haverhill, and they said, "What?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's a statewide thing, but the city has to.
Take it on.
They have to want to do it.
Right. It's great that, you get a phone call every year. Hi, this is Jerry. Do you want to do the senior tax?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see Jerry's cousin's daughter
yeah, you
up
said,
there.
yeah. But yeah, so that, and then like I said, if you're a senior, you get I forget how. I think it's 170. I think.
I'm not sure
I
what
think
it
it's
is.
170. You know, but a lot of the veterans don't know it either.
They keep it a secret.
You know.
I talked with somebody yesterday that has access to the veterans files, and I asked them, I says, I'm not looking for their names or anything or addresses. I says, but how many veterans are in the city? And they said, little less than 400. No. I says, I have a list from 2017 or 2018, one of the last lists that the state allowed to be given out regarding veterans.
Veterans, yeah.
I had 800 on the list. I says, but the problem is, veterans don't check the box on the census form.
Oh.
That's how they make the list up. You don't check it,
They don't do it. Yeah.
but hey, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think that they would, though, just to, well, like I said, we do the, I do the senior tax work off. Like I said, I work once a week for 4 hours to, whatever, get it, whatever, if I, by the end. But yeah. And then,
There's so many programs that are not, that are publicized, but they're not well publicized
That's right.
in the city
yeah.
to benefit, they worry about troubled youths. They worried about pregnant teenagers. They worry about drug abuse. And quite frankly, they've thrown all the seniors under the bus.
Yeah.
You're on your own, pal. You should have planned ahead.
Seniors and veterans, yeah. Unfortunately.
But, hey, they do what they want. A lot of things I can't say publicly. Let's put it that way.
I know. But like I said, people who don't know, it's there for you.
Yeah.
Go to the assessor's office and say, what can I do?
And if you don't like, you can go and appeal your tax assessment. I did it one year and they knocked a bunch of money off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll mention this.
Yeah.
I live on Cross Street. I don't have a driveway. My lot is 2,165 square feet.
Okay.
Okay? There is a local politician that has a lot behind a business they own that is 2,100 square feet. It's undeveloped. Mine has a house on it. His undeveloped lot is assessed at $4,100. My land that my house sits on is assessed at $88,000. Duh. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There are few people know who I'm talking about, and they owe taxes on it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, the inequities of the system.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You just want to see Lawrence better. Hopefully, will we get new people running for council? Obviously, we always get new people running for mayor. Just want them to leave the city better than they found it. And unfortunately, sometimes that does not happen. I'm so sick of the me.
There are very few people in politics that do not get into the ego-driven mode.
Yeah.
You get in there with all the best intentions, and then ego sets in. I mean, what, did we need 40 years of Ted Kennedy? Do we need 40 some odd year or 30 years of Pelosi? Or how about the guy up in Vermont, Sanders?
I don't think she's going to be back. She broke her hip in Germany.
Yeah.
And that's,
I wonder if she'll be
it's
getting
80 years old. 80 years old.
Workman's comp?
I don't think it was a.
She was on a trip.
Was it a?
I think it was a government trip.
Yeah. We'll be paying her workman's comp.
Yeah. Well, again,
they get the best health insurance anyway, so we don't have to worry.
Well, they get their. As I understand it, they get their salary as their pension, 170. Wow. Well, again, it is what it is, but the inequities, the best laid plans of mice and men usually go awry when you see the cheese or the money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
like what? All I keep hearing, Ted Kennedy, 40 years for health insurance. He couldn't do anything in 40 years. I don't know. And it's ironic that his nephew is going to be in charge of health. I think that's, it's okay.
Yeah. That's going to prove interesting because he's not a fan of vaccinations.
Right.
Mandatory vaccinations.
Right. So that's good. So that will be interesting to see how.
Well, again, I got to admire the guy. Anybody that's not a fan of anything mandatory, I like.
Yeah.
He had no choice in what family he was born into.
Sure.
I mean, it's a shame that the family was inclined towards tragedies.
Twice.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that.
Yeah. I mean, each of the brothers was involved. JFK, Bobby, and then Ted. Mm-hmm. Chappaquiddick, the whole 9 yards.
And then the brother that got killed.
Yeah.
In the war.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But again, hopefully he's going to come up with something that people are going to like, other than he's anti-vax.
A lot of people are anti-vax.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, don't want to get vaccinated.
I wasn't overjoyed. I don't know about you, but I wasn't overjoyed about the COVID vaccinations.
No.
Being told I had to.
Yeah. Well, I had to if I wanted to see my daughter. That was the thing. That was.
You had a different set of parameters you had to live with.
Right, exactly. But you were also working with people, so you kind of had to do it too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think over the course of the COVID testing, I would go every 2 weeks to get tested.
Right.
I took. I think I had just over 50 COVID tests.
Right.
While they were doing it for free.
Right.
I had to.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with people that are in a vulnerable age category. My age.
Right.
And even though I got a frog in my throat right now, I still consider myself in reasonably good shape for a guy my age.
Right.
You have to listen to people say that job is going to kill you. Well,
like I said, it'll be interesting to see how this administration fares out. All I know is that my IRA went up November and December, so I'm glad about that. So it'll be interesting. But, you don't like them, just give them a chance. That's all you can do. There's
Yep.
nothing you know. You have them for 4 years.
Yeah.
We elected, we meaning the people of the United States elected him, and this is what, we have to do. Now, and now next year we'll have a chance to elect, keep the new mayor.
He's been elected for what, almost 5 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks, 5 weeks. Have you noticed that a lot of turmoil in the world has de-escalated?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're afraid of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Bob Kraft could suck up to him and maybe get his Super Bowl ring back from Putin. But again, I digress on that. But again, I literally think that they're afraid. They consider him a loose cannon, which is good.
Yeah.
He isn't going to do something because everybody wants him to do it. He's going to be doing something because it's right.
Right.
Exactly, whether you like him or not. They say, "Oh, he did this, he did that." He did everything according to the law.
Right.
Exactly. All his bankruptcies.
Yep.
They want to talk about some of the other politicians, some of the stuff that they've pulled. You want to talk about what's his face, McConnell, the Senate leader. He's part owner of a fleet of tankers that are supposedly bringing illicit trades from a different continent to the States. But again, again, I could go. There are several politicians locally that have escaped the wrath of God only because a jury of their peers, other politicians, said, "No, you didn't do anything wrong."
Yeah. Oh.
But hey.
Yeah. But like I said, hopefully, 2025 will be a good year for us.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Here, hold my beer. You notice I said beer. I didn't make any.
Yeah. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see April. Do they pull April 1st?
Who?
When do they pull papers for elections? Is it April the 1st?
It's the first week of April.
Okay. So that would be interesting to see. Who starts pulling papers and what people are going to do. Are people going to run again? People not going to run? We're going to see a slew of. Council lot seems to be the one that everyone goes for. Unfortunately, I don't know why.
You and I discussed my situation off camera, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Right, exactly. And that's something that's going to be basically your decision.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. Yeah. I just hope that we just need to keep the city going, keep the city better, make it better. There are a lot of things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. I did notice driving down Saturday on Broadway that South Broadway, that the parking meter attendants don't come out on Saturday, huh?
The what?
The parking meter attendants don't come out Saturday on South Broadway.
I noticed that too. They weren't. No. Because I went. I actually had to make 2 trips down to South Broadway. First time Lee was sick.
Yeah.
I went down and I got her breakfast at Carlene's. And then I come home and then I had to go back down. I had to drop something off at several people. Pick something up and drop something off. And I didn't see anything, and I didn't see any parking tickets in front of the church.
Amazing.
Yes, it is.
Who in their infinite wisdom would put a parking meter in front of a church? And not just one church on South Broadway, 2 churches on South Broadway.
Do they go all the way down to the other one, the one across from Cumbies?
I believe so, yeah. I just don't understand why you would put a parking meter in front of a church, or even not only that, but what about in front of a funeral home?
Did you see what's in the funeral home now?
Yes.
A nail salon?
Yes,
type?
where Perez
Hair
funeral home,
braiding, the
yeah.
whole nine.
Where Perez used to be, yeah. I mean, I don't think they did very many funerals, unfortunately. They don't, I guess. But, yeah.
Now you're down to, what, three funeral homes. Farrah's, the one up there.
Diaz.
Whose?
The Healy Diaz and Breen's, the only three in Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only three in
There's
Lawrence.
only three. Well, then you got the two big ones up in Methuen.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
There's three of them.
three.
Yeah.
Three big ones in Methuen.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, yeah, it's, and Carderdale is actually started, I believe, on Garden Street. That's where they started. Small,
Yeah, there's a couple of them on a couple of buildings on Jackson Street. As I drive by, I said they had to have been funeral homes.
They were. If you're driving towards Methuen on the left, there's Planowski, and I forget what the other one was.
Yeah.
Bowles, maybe? I think Bowles. And one now is a employment agency or
Yeah.
whatever. Yes. Yeah, they were. They were both funeral homes. They were both funeral homes.
I can't remember if that was the employment agency was a funeral home when I first moved here.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Because there hasn't been, because
Okay.
it hasn't been a employment agency for a long period of time. But yeah, so those were, they are. There used to be one at the corner of Warren and Lowell Street. Used to be Irving Fisher Funeral Home. Because Temple Emmanuel was right up the street. So Fisher was down the street. But yeah, it's interesting what's going to happen. But anyway, so yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. The fun and games begin. It should.
Should be.
No,
yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Don't
We
say
said
it,
that.
'cause we know what's going to happen. You're going to say it, and it's not.
We looked at the agenda last week, or the last meeting, and said, "Oh, this is going to be a short
Piece of
meeting."
cake. 11 o'clock.
It'll be a short meeting. Yeah, Jesus, did that thing drag on.
And drag on. And drag on.
And on.
Well, that's because Alexei Vega did his presentation.
It dragged on ad infinitum, ad nauseam.
Yeah. So please, come join us. Come say hi.
See how your
counselors vote. See how your counselors are. Come meet your counselor if you don't know who your counselor is. Come introduce yourself.
Yeah. Come in and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Let your counselor know who you are, where you live. If you have any concerns, that's what they're there for.
Yeah. They're don't be bashful. They're people just like you.
Right. And a lot of them want to know what's going on in their district. And if you don't tell them, a lot of times they don't know.
Yeah.
So that, come in, like I said, we're there usually by 6:30. Although I'll be late tomorrow night because I have a video meeting I have to do. But at least it's at 255 Essex Street, so I don't have a long way to go.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll find parking early in City Hall. But yeah.
That's the problem. Is
Tuesday night.
The City Hall is open until 7 for business on Tuesdays.
Now I can remember when John and I were getting married, going for a marriage license, the only office that was open late on a Tuesday night was the city clerk's office, which made sense because people work, you want your marriage certificate, things like that. That was the only office that was open late on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Everyone else, But these people, they work till 7, so they get out at 1:30 on Friday. And then if it's a holiday, it's crapshoot whenever they get out. And if anyone's around tomorrow, there's breakfast at the senior center, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Firefighters are putting on,
Yeah.
a breakfast. It's a good event.
Yeah.
Show up, say hi to the firefighters. I wonder if Station 8 will be there playing music for the kids.
Who?
Station 8.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think, is there anything else? No, just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah.
As we got a minute left in this year's from the second row, hopefully Hopefully the politicians will get something for Christmas that includes wisdom.
Yeah.
Am I wishing for too much?
I think some of them have. Some of them
No.
got, and some of them need a little bit more. But I think all in all, I think we're, you know, we just need to not be a rubber stamp. And that's what really hurts the
Yeah,
most.
that's they got to learn that what the administration wants is not what the administration
what we
gets.
want.
It's we elected you. They didn't elect you.
Right.
Except for the school committee,
Right,
which is
yeah,
that's
well,
been
whatever.
correction.
Anyway, all right. Well, listen. Like I said, we will see you. Rich will be here January
I'll be here
6th.
on January 6th. That's Monday.
Yep.
Okay. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe.